Let's talk about a little documentary called The Prequels Strike Back. And now that all 9 Star Wars films in the Star Wars saga, the 3 trilogies, are all complete, there's actually been sort of a reevaluation of the Star Wars prequels. I think if you were around when the original Star Wars prequels came out, you know that the reaction was mixed. Most original trilogy Star Wars fans did not love the prequels, myself among them. But a lot of younger fans who grew up watching the prequels love the prequels and the Clone Wars. So the director of this documentary, Bradley Weatherholt, he said he was a kid when the Star Wars prequels came out and didn't realize until he got access to the internet when he became a teenager that people hated the Star Wars prequels. So this documentary is kind of a defense of the prequels in saying that they're much smarter than people think them to be, that they're more nuanced and layered than the original Star Wars films. I beg to disagree, but having looked back at the original Star Wars prequels, I actually think that they will age better than the Star Wars sequels. So, truth be told, I'm actually in this documentary for a brief moment, which, yes, I keep copies of movies that I'm in my collection. But this DVD came about through a Kickstarter campaign, which is interesting. And Bradley got just enough money to make the documentary, traveled across the country, interviewed people like myself, other Star Wars fans, people who love the prequels, people who dislike the prequels. He interviews Kevin Smith. And it's a really interesting take. Whether you agree with it or not, it's a great argument for why the prequels may be the best among the Star Wars films. Decide for yourself, but this documentary makes a very good argument for that. What I do love also about this doc is that there is some behind the scenes stuff on here, along with, of course, a commentary by Bradley. But in the behind the scenes, he goes through monetarily how he made the film. He goes through every line item of the budget, how he was able to afford to make it, what they spent money on. And it really, I found that his whole process and method was very inspired. And I think if you're a Star Wars fan, you'll definitely want to check this out, especially if you're open to hearing the argument for why the prequels might be the best among the Star Wars films.